like a mat. Trying to get this crap done. He's still sleeping. Matt! Wake up, man! We gotta do this episode. Come on, Matt, we don't have much time. Matt, come on! Matt! Come on, man! Matt! Matt, why? Greetings, people of the internet. It is Mike here from The New Tech, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you our very first DIY segment for the show. Why are we doing DIY, you might ask? It's a pretty good question, actually. Well, I know myself, Matt, and Wes are all DIYers at heart, so we can only assume that you guys are as well. Plus, we don't want to be just a tech show that shows you how to find cool software on the internet and how to install it, so we're going above and beyond, as we should. So in this segment, we're going to talk DIY screen printing. We're going to make t-shirts today, so that's kind of fun. I've already made one using the results of just a couple Google searches, DIY screen printing, and we're going to walk you through what you could buy off the shelf to do that and show you the results. And then we're going to make a rig, which is going to involve hinge clamps and scrapers and stuff, and try to step up the quality a whole bunch. So let's get started. Let's dive into what you can do and buy and do right now for like 25 bucks. And then we'll try to make a rig that's cost less than the commercial rigs and try to match their quality. All right, so let's go check it out. So after Googling DIY screen printing, you'll notice that a lot of the websites out there call for a lot of the same materials, which is going to include, you know, a porous, non-stretchy material for the screen, a frame of some sort. In this case, I used a 14-inch embroidery hoop. Print out your design, tape it to there, seal whatever you want with some sort of sealant. In this case, I'd used Mod Podge glue. Some places call for outdoor latex paint, anything that's gonna, you know, not wash off with water or with the paint as you push it through. But once you create all that and you traced your design onto the screen and you sealed it, it looks something like this. I had done this one, you know, earlier. It was still in the frame, of course. You don't take it out of the frame. Put it on a t-shirt, you push the paint through, and you end up with this. The quality was better than I expected it to be. It still leaves a lot of room to be desired. You can tell a lot of the straight edges are just not very clean. But at the same point, I didn't clamp it together. It was all of maybe an hour's worth of work. You iron it to seal the paint and to push it into the cloth even further. But essentially, an hour's worth of work, $25 in cost, and I got a t-shirt. Pretty cool, but I think we could do better. Let's go see if we can create a rig of our own using hinge clamps, scrapers, and other stuff that will rival the quality of the commercial rigs that cost $150, $250. And we'll see if we can't keep it under cost too. I think we can though. All right, so let's go take a look at that. All right, let's talk about all the supplies that I've gathered here already and the costs. I had these 25 yard stakes doing nothing. These are basically just 1x2s with sharpened ends, which I'm going to cut off anyway. I think those were like 20 bucks, something like that. I'll get the exact price and put it in the lower thirds. Then I ordered some hinge clamps here, which are exactly what you think they are. They're hinges and clamps put together. Neat. And then I have a photo emulsion kit that I had to order online. This is going to save me from using Mod Podge glue to create my screen, but also a weird unknown for me because I've never used it. It uses light to harden the solution. So we'll see how that goes. I got a 12-inch squeegee. I figure that's big enough for a t-shirt, and then I can build my frames around it so it fits perfectly while I'm scraping the paint. Some screws, and then I got a 2 foot by 4 foot piece of wood here. So let's get to cutting some stuff up because I like to make a mess. Safety first. All right, as you can see, we've gone ahead and finished up our screen here. Basically, all I did was take those 1x2s and cut 45s on them and then start nailing it together. I didn't really do any measuring or anything, but I did stick the squeegee in the middle to make sure I had it, you know, right, and it would fit and stuff like that. It came out square, so that's good. It's not really necessary for it to be perfect because it's just holding the cloth. Then in order to get the cloth attached, put some tape on the cloth and nailed through that. I would have preferred to use staples, but I didn't have my staple gun. So we'll see if that holds up throughout the project. I'd like to continue the build though by using that 2 foot by 4 foot piece of particle board and creating the platform that we're going to attach the hinge clamps to. And then I might give it a little bit of a slant so easier workspace. And then we'll tackle the photo emulsion kit, which is going to be the scariest part for me because it says to use gloves on the directions, and I've never done that. Well, I've used gloves before, but I've never done the photo emulsion stuff before, so that could be interesting. All right, so let's get to cutting some more stuff up and get this build done. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the whole rig kind of built out. We've got the hinge clamps attached to our base. Our base has a little bit of a lip on the back here, so it gives me a little bit of a tilt. And then I have the frame made with the screen in it. So now the next step, I guess, would be to do the photo emulsion on the screen, coat this. That way we can take our positive image, which I've gone ahead and printed out on some transparency sheets, put it on here, expose the screen to light, create a negative image on the screen, and then we'll put the positive image back on the shirt, and it's going to look like this, but on a shirt. So I guess it's time to dive into the directions here, put my gloves on, and we'll see what comes out of it. Wish me luck. So we've got our screen drying in the back. It is under a box. We've got a fan on it. Hopefully that'll speed things up a little bit. We've got all the lights off because when it dries, it's light sensitive and we don't want to overexpose it too early. We want to wait until we actually get it on the table. In the meantime, I've set up the table back here. It's a couple work lights hanging over a flat surface. What the directions called for was a 150 watt incandescent bulb that's clear 12 inches from your surface that you're going to be exposing. Unfortunately, our screen is a little bit bigger than the directions say to use for a 150 watt bulb. So we got two 100 watt bulbs evenly spaced over what we anticipate to be our workspace, and we've raised them up to 16 inches. The original directions say expose it for 7 minutes. We're going to do 5 to 6 and see what happens after that. Hopefully you don't get an underexposed screen. That would be a little sticky and tacky. So I'm going to go check the screen, see if it's dry. If it is, the next thing you'll see is going to be a time lapse of the 5 minutes while we expose it. Okay, so as you can see, the exposure is happening now. I got the timer over my shoulder here. When I stand out of the way, you can actually see it. So hopefully this turns out okay. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of nervous. After exposing the screen for 5.5 minutes, I took it outside and rinsed out the emulsion and sprayed it down with cold water. You could see where, the exposed stuff is still here, and the non-exposed stuff that was under the design washed out. I didn't wash out 100% though. There's some little specks in there, and then the stuff that was exposed, some of that you know, left some pinholes and stuff like that. So I sealed those with Mod Podge, but I probably could have, you know, exposed it for another minute or so and been pretty happy with the results. Either way, I think it's good enough for what we're doing, which is just a quick test to see if we can build our own rig that can mimic the quality of a regular screen print shop, or even the screen print rigs you buy online. So let's go ahead and stick this into our rig and see what we get for a result. Okay, so the process is over. Let me hold up the shirt for you with my semi-clean hand. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit, you know, straighter than the original one with the embroidery hoop, but I wouldn't say it's 100 times better. But at the same point, it shows promise. I think if I had a cleaner screen and did this a little bit easier and exposed it the right way, it might actually come out right. In the meantime, though, I'm going to go ahead and call the project done. I've built the rig. I've tested it. So let's go back to the drawing board as far as the frames are concerned with the screens, and then I'll see what I can do with that. So there you go, semi-successful. Hey everybody, it's Mike from the New Tech here, and I am in my car driving, but I wanted to take this moment here to tell you that in the past few months since we have released the first episode, and, you know, kind of spread the vision of what we're trying to do here with a tech-based community, that I really am proud of the work that you guys have put into the articles, the IRC channel. That's kind of like saying Nick Card, but, you know, you get it. The video segments are coming along nicely. It's been really an awesome experience for me, and I know Matt and Wes as well, but we need more. Just get some stuff done, film it. You know, write up an article if you're doing a project at home. So, you know, go to the forums, comment on everyone else's stuff that they've submitted already. You know, just participate. That's what it's all about, man. So, all right, till next time.
Hey guys, Wes here. And let me start off by saying I'm super excited to be a part of the New Tech. Working with Matt and Mike is going to give me the chance to show you all these great projects and ideas that I've come up with since the last time I appeared in front of a camera. With that said, let's go ahead and start talking about this project. 360 controller being turned into your very own custom-built, personalized fighting sticks for games like Street Fighter and Soul Calibur. We all know that those games play much better with the arcade-style controls. Let's go ahead and start talking about what we're going to need to actually get this project done. Here's what you're going to need. One 360 controller, obviously. 11 arcade buttons. Your trusty Sharpie. A number 8 security or tamper-resistant Torx bit. It's the one that has a little hole in the end of it. An 8-way joystick with micro switches, and plenty of wire. I'm using Cat 5 because I have a ton of it lying around the house, so it's just readily accessible. Keeps the price down. You can get your arcade supplies from either Hap or X-Arcade. Hap is your championship, full arcade feel, but you're going to pay a little bit more for it. X-Arcade is a little less expensive, and it's still a pretty good product. It's up to you and your personal preference as to which one you decide to go with. Let's go and look at how we disassemble the 360 controller. So, we've got the back of our 360 controller, battery out, and our number 8 security style Torx bit. Let's get to disassembling. Okay, so using the security T8 that we decided to use, we ran into a little bit of a snag. Namely, it doesn't fit into the bottom holes. But we have a solution. So once you get it popped open, you're going to notice that the trigger uses this convoluted system here to access this potentiometer. And that gives you variable voltage for racing games, where you can have a little bit of gas or a little bit of brake. In a fighting style game, you care about on or off. So go ahead and just rip all of this out, including the pot, flip it over, and you'll see that you have these 3 contact points right here. You want to bridge this one, or connect rather, to this one and this one, and put your micro switch in line with those. Okay, so far we've talked about what we need to start the project, how to take the Xbox controller apart, and how we're going to start our connections for the micro switches. Unfortunately, my time's run up here in Mike's shop, so I'm going to have to pack up, go back to Colorado, and finish up there.
So it got a little bit better. I watered down the paint just a little bit, and the lines are a little bit better, but for the most part, it's still not perfect. You can see there. So I'm going to continue to tweak it, though, after I finish the episode off, and we'll see how it turns out overall.
Hey guys, Matt here with Mike. Hope you just enjoyed episode 2 of the new tech. Our apologies that it's taken us this long to actually get the episode out to you. There are a couple extenuating circumstances, i.e. people that wouldn't return our calls. Why don't you explain briefly what happened?
There was just some issues with getting the t-shirt stuff done. I'd originally anticipated on being able to walk through a t-shirt shop that's using, fully automated technologies and stuff, just so we can compare, notes on A, the rig, and B, what their quality looked like at the end. But
right.
That really didn't work out. So
and then there was a problem with music that's now the feature in the beginning of the episode. And
the guy doesn't check his SoundCloud mail very often. So it was one of those things where it just took some time to get the stuff together. Yeah. Matt's been, busy, so he's not in the episode.
I was moving, and then I wasn't moving, and then you were moving.
Then I was moving.
And then you weren't moving.
And then Wes lives in Colorado, so he's been building a studio.
So let's all collectively say, fuck Wes.
For moving to Colorado. But I understand it. That's where his girl is. That's where his job is. And I totally applaud that.
It's just nice to have Wes in front of
the camera
again.
Yeah, I agree. It was actually a joyous moment for me, being able to put a camera on Wes and click record. I swear to you, that is a fun time.
It's definitely been a while.
It has been a while, and like you, it took him a little while to snap out of that funk. It was.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it was a pretty good time.
So now that we have the episode out, I want to let you guys know that we will tentatively. Release episode 3
in May. May 15th. So we're going to shoot
at the very latest.
Now I remember I sat on this couch and said we're going to do this quarterly, and it turned out to be 6 months. So all I'm saying is we're shooting for a 2-month window for every episode.
We're not shooting for 2 months. We're shooting to have it released in 2 months.
Right. We were going to release an episode every 2 months. So 3:15, 5:15, 7:15, and so on and so on.
However, by the time you guys watch this, there will be RSS feeds and iTunes feeds available for subscription. We've also got some people working on a website redesign to better integrate the community articles, videos, and things along those lines into the main site. Right now...
Also in the feeds. We're going to put everything in the feeds, too.
Right. But right now, the site itself doesn't really lend a helping hand to community articles because, A, it's below the fold, even though technically the fold doesn't exist anyway. Below the fold, and I want to get away from it's Mike and Matt and Wes, and it's the community, and kind of, like, if you were new to the site, obviously you're not because you're watching it, and if you are,
Thanks.
stay tuned.
Hey, nice to have you.
Not really know who posted it or who created the content itself. So I've started posting blogs on stuff that I do at work. You may see the business case for virtualization, the
how-to for Radius.
how-to for Radius migration, stuff like that. Little shit that like that's going to
Me and
bring
Wes are
people
going to
in.
start picking up more of the reviews and all the other stuff too. So regular blogging, I got to get back into that. You've got to get back into that.
Yeah. So all that content will be aggregated and fresh and better presented to you guys. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, it's not just our episodes that are going to be releasing in the feeds. It's going to be community video and things along those lines. So make sure you subscribe because while we may be shooting for an every 2-month release for an episode, there's going to be additional content released between episodes. My content, Mike's content, Wes's content, hopefully your content, and try to really aggregate a lot of different media types. I'm going to see about getting a Shoutcast server up for people that want to do radio again, all this other happy horse shit. So if you have an idea for something that you'd like to see outside of video and posts, drop us a line, Mike at the New Tech, Matt at the New Tech, Wes at the New Tech. That's the other reason. Chris is no longer involved with the New Tech. He's just crazy busy, so it's just going to be us three amigos.
Yeah, Chris is welcome anytime.
That's true. And when I go down to Richmond to visit Chris, I'm sure I'll take the camera and we'll shoot something.
I definitely want to shoot Chris.
Not nice. Anyway, so tentatively look for, I got it right this time, tentatively look for episode 3 in May. Other than that, it may release sooner, it may release on time. I will guarantee you something will be released on May 15th.
I'm going to call it an episode no matter what.
I know. See your dog's taking a shit outside.
Episode 3!
So hope you guys enjoyed episode 2. Stay tuned to episode 3. Post on the forums, hit up IRC, irc.thenewtech.tv, channel The New Tech.
Yeah. Or you could just go to thenewtech.tv/live and use the little built-in web client.
Ooh, we gotta start doing live shit too.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
So,
do we have a Twitter feed yet?
Not an official one, we just got the 3 of ours at the bottom of the page for now.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, follow us because if we do something live, we'll let you guys know about it.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, credits. Here we go.
Roll.
I'm gonna get this shit right. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.